Good afternoon, this is Shaman Oracle reading. I'm finishing up today with the last signs, zodiac signs, in how they respond to romance and love. The information I'm sharing here comes out from the book that you see, and the readings are meant to be fun, not meant to be taken all too seriously. Okay? So, let me start. Aquarius in love. You and Aquarius woman. This charming, funny, brainy, tantalizing woman doesn't have to play games to fascinate a man. She plays herself. There is a special magnetism to Aquarius that some astrologers have called distant glamour. Like all the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, she lives in a world of ideas and possesses a certain detached quality. And this attracts men who want to stir her emotions. She is not aloof, cold, or removed from feelings, but is warm, friendly, outgoing, and concerned with others. She has a strong romantic streak, and romance is for Aquarius an idea, an ideal, not a sweeping passion. In truth, she is cautious of emotions, for it can be troublesome and tiresome. She is above that because she is able to deal rationally with life. Aquarius female is subject to no one's whim and follows no dictates but her own. She was a liberated woman before anyone ever heard of such a woman's movement. This supremely independent woman cares little what the rest of the world thinks. Part of her attitude is reflected in her imaginative approach to sex. Her boudoir behavior is usually innovative and creative. She thinks novelty and diversion more important than heavy breathing passion. However unconventional her attitude might be, and however flirtatious she may seem, a man will have to convince her that she is not simply his target for tonight. He cannot make the mistake of treating her as a sex object. She expects to be courted, and the man should not press matters to a conclusion until he knows more about her than her telephone number. Passion is not important to her, communication is. Aquarius sees a man as an individual first and a bed partner second. In marriage or a serious relationship, she often finds it hard to get too deeply emotionally involved. She is an unconventional person who lives most intensely in her mind. She is too concerned with her projects, hobbies, interests, friends, so her love tends to be not so foremost important. That is the reason why she has been accused of loving mankind rather than one particular man. Once her passions are aroused and directed toward a specific man, however, she is loyal and devoted. When Aquarius makes a promise, she stands by her word. After all, that is what honor and idealism are about. And those are the hallmarks of this sign. Some say Aquarian woman is the perfect mate because she is easy to deal with, tolerant, slow to take offense, never jealous or unreasonable, never over-emotional or clinging. All she asks for of a man is that he respects her privacy and not stand in the way of her far-reaching interests. The quickest way to lose her is to try to hold her fast. What intrigues her is the hill beyond the unexplored horizon. She is never content to stay where she is. There's too much out there waiting to be discovered. A man has to share her love of a challenge, or he will soon be left behind. She will move on without a backward glance, a grand ship sailing on without an inkling of the tragedy in her wake. Well, I'm an Aquarius, but I can be jealous at times. So I guess this is like it is with everything in life. You, an Aquarius man, his first contact with a woman has to be made through the mind. Before he can become physically stimulated, he must be intellectually stimulated. For Aquarius, the meeting of minds always precedes the meeting of bodies. He wants to make love to somebody, not just anybody. Give him half a chance and he will fall in love. He thinks that is a natural and delightful condition. But falling in love and loving means two different things to this man. And the latter, the loving, is likely to bring out his inner conflicts. One reason is that Aquarius tends to repress emotion. This is a cerebral sign, and Aquarius man is somewhat unnerved and embarrassed by emotions. Also, love represents a demand on him, and he has a fierce need for independence. In addition, loving means making room for another person, and what Aquarius does not adapt easily to is to change. He is very attractive to women, but he may not linger long in a liaison. To him, love passes like a train in the night, and there's always another train coming along the track. Yet Aquarius is not Don Juan. He is remarkably true to his women in his fashion. He doesn't try to keep many women on his string at one time. Rather, he believes in consecutive monogamy. Even if he marries, he doesn't consider the bond to be forged in steel. Aquarius men are the most often married in the zodiac. The Aquarius man does not expect any woman to be easily won. His patience is proverbial, and a woman may finally make the proposition herself. Then, surprisingly, she will discover how intensely and passionately her Aquarius lover has wanted her. When a love affair is underway, he makes up for lost time. A woman will find that making love with him is like living in the midst of a carnival. There's always a new exciting ride. Aquarius is the sign of truth, and this man doesn't lie or misrepresent himself. This is, of course, a winning quality, though in Aquarius's case it sometimes has unexpected consequences. Because one young woman I know spotted this quality in her Aquarius lover, and she told me she compelled him at various times throughout the day to tell her how he felt about her at that exact moment. And he answered, "To tell you the truth, right now I'm not as much in love with you as I was this morning." In a love affair, Aquarius is generous and tolerant, the kind who tries never to encroach on your rights or to give orders. A love relationship with him has many of the elements of friendship, intellectual interesting, and social compatibility. He won't be selfish or domineering. He may be less than fiery, but he is a surprising, stimulating, broad-minded, and inventive lover. Don't fence him in. Once this man is in love with you, he will stay pretty much in his pasture. But he must feel the escape routes are open. How to attract Aquarius, both male and female. These highly social creatures make friends easily. They are amusing, interesting conversationalists who nonetheless prefer to discuss what is significant or important. Don't be surprised if they don't reach any conclusions, though. When you are dealing with eternal verities, it's hard to come to the point. Aquarians are usually courteous but elusive. There is no way to preach this demeanor, especially not with a direct attack. When faced with a head-on approach, Aquarians tend to retreat. It is easy to draw out their compassionate qualities because they are humanitarians and their interests stretch far beyond the horizon. They see the big picture, not its little flaws. They are interested in books, art, and scientific matters, since most Aquarians have an interest in science. They are also fascinated by hobbies and gadgets. If you cannot share all their interests, at least try not to be jealous of the fact that Aquarians have so many. They can't help it, it's in their stars. Aquarians are not steak and potatoes people. They prefer to try the little place that features Chinois cuisine, a combination of Chinese and continental cooking. Aquarians are always delighted with the different foods, and they enjoy to try out Asian foods, Italian foods, Greek foods, and so forth. Give Aquarius time to know you, trust you, depend on you. Aquarians may take advice, but are too smart to be fooled. They won't keep taking bad advice. They will just avoid the advisor. Important, never nag Aquarians about a mistake. They will acknowledge their mistakes readily enough, but then forget it. A mistake seems genuinely unimportant to them, and if you keep harping on it, they will just think that you are strange. So that was Aquarius. I hope that you liked it, Aquarius. Thanks for being here, and I see you back next time when I have another reading. Not that kind of reading, other reading, card reading. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and goodbye.